To the new Axie update today, and today we're gonna be talking about the retweet of JIHOs. This has been retweeted by JIHOs and recommended us to read in Twitter. So this is all about things or the probable stuff that they might do in the next couple of months. Okay. Though hindi naman siya talaga, hindi naman talaga to developer mismo ang nag-post nito, pero sobrang haba nito na pinaliwanag niya kung ano yung pwede na recommend niya kung ano yung pwedeng gawin ng developers in order to makarecover sa hyperinflation ng SLP, and at the same time mabalance ng matino yung economy. Ayan, so let's just get into this tweet para mas maintindihan natin. English to, babasahin ko, tatagalogin ko sa inyo. So number 1, let's talk about the roadmap for Axie Infinity recovery. Clearly, the current economic issues are challenging plus will not be fixed overnight. Tama yun. Hindi ganun kadali mag-fix ng isang problem sa isang gaming, sa isang development ng isang game. Okay? Now, these problems should have been addressed earlier for sure, but that is the past. Okay? I believe the economy is still fixable. So this is going to be a long thread. So we will read through those numbers right here, 2, 3, 4, 5 until the 20. I don't know if it's until the 27th. And 27th. Yan, hanggang 27th yung thread na to. So tingnan natin kung ano yung idea na i-recommend nitong si AK, ano. Ayan. Sabi niya dito sa pangalawa, let's start with the most important and glaring problem. There's roughly a 3/1 mint burn ratio. So ibig sabihin, kung sa tatlong SLP yung na-mint mo or na-harvest mo, okay? Kasi yung pag-grind nyo, hindi pa yun minting, hindi pa yun considered as harvesting, okay? Once i-harvest ni manager sa inyong account, no, every 2 weeks, yun pa lang papasok yun as maka-count na minting, okay? So, sa tatlong na-mint mo o sa tatlong na-harvest mo na SLP, isa lang doon yung nababurn ang ratio of the SLP, which is true, no? Statistically talking about, or statistically speaking. So which has been the case for several months, leading to oversupply of SLP, which is the hyperinflation. Loss of faith and lack of growth has led to stagnation that even breeding changes can no longer fix. Which is true. Aminado naman ako dun. Which is the developer is really having a hard time on how to fix it. Okay? So many solutions, sabi dito sa third bullet, many solutions to this problem have been proposed in isolation, but each in a small band-aid on a wound that demands a tourniquet. If this bleeding out continues, it is not hard to imagine where Axie is headed, so it cannot continue. Okay? So sa lahat ng mga binibigay nga naman ngayon ng mga developer na solutions are band-aid solutions. So kung sinong hindi nakakaintindi kung ano yung band-aid solution, parang halimbawa nagkasugat ka, nilagyan mo ng band-aid, ang band-aid naman hindi talaga siya magtutulong as mahil yung sugat mo eh. Minsan pa nga ang band-aid is napapalala niya yung sugat, which is hindi siya natutuyo ng maigi kasi nasasaraduhan. Nagkakaroon ng moist yung sugat, lalong nababasa, lalong nagkakaroon ng problema. Okay? So the band-aid solution is just for you na hindi siya mapasukan ng kung ano-ano mga mikrobyo. Pero kailangan talaga sa sugat is open tapos para matuyo siya, di ba? So parang ganun lang din dito. So kailangan yung gagawin nila is gamot yung papainom nila or gamutin nila yung nagiging problema sa Axie Infinity ngayon. Okay? Which is on the other hand, ako naman okay lang ako doon. Wala akong problema doon. Kung gagawa nila ng solusyon, matatagalan man, that's okay for me. Okay? Okay lang din naman sa akin yung nangyayari ngayon na band-aid solution. Pero dito, tinatry ni AK or ni Axie ipaliwanag yung lahat-lahat ng pwedeng gawin ng developer, which is I think nagustuhan ni JIHOs, kaya niya ni-retweet tong tweet na to. So, yun nga, kapag nagpatuloy itong ganito na lang at wala silang gagawin, no? Kung wala silang ginagawa na hindi natin alam sa ngayon kasi wala tayong perfect idea or wala sa atin yung big picture kung ano yung ginagawa nila ngayon. So, maaaring gumaya sa nangyari sa dati in the past couple of years yung Axie ngayon. Okay? Pero hindi naman yan sinasabi ko na hindi na magagawa ng paraan kasi that is where iwanan na talaga ng developer yung game. So yun yung mangyayari, hindi na lalago. Pero I think simula nila nagpunta na sila sa ganitong hardships. I think hindi nila para iwanan yung Axie Infinity. And at the same time, they have partners na mapapaya sila kapag ginawa nila yon, which is big partners, no? Even Mark Cuban backed it up with whopping million of investment para lang ma-backupan tong Axie Infinity na to. And at the same time, meron diyang Samsung, meron diyang HTC, andyan ng kumbaga andyan yung mga gaming developer na tumutulong sa kanila in order na mapalago tong Axie Infinity. I don't think na iiwanan nila to basta-basta. Ayan, yung si Ubisoft, di ba? Nandiyan si Ubisoft and na sumusuporta din sa kanila. Okay? Now, patuloy tayo sa number 4. Where does all still SLP come from? Almost 75% comes from PvE, or which is adventure, and the daily quest, while 25% comes from PvP gameplay. Put another way, 75% of all SLP minted does not require interacting with another human. This is problematic and a major source of the oversupply. So, ang nagiging parang problema talaga dito is yung adventure for the hyperinflation. Okay? So, 75% nakukuha sa adventure, 25% lang yung nakukuha na earn ng isang player sa arena. So, kung tatanggalin tong 75% na to, tong adventure na to, magiging masusolusyonan yung tinatawag na hyperinflation. But then, ano yung magiging effect nito sa kabila kapag nangyari? Ano magiging effect nito sa mga players? Ano magiging effect nito sa mga investors? Meron pa. There is also a glut of 30 billion SLP. Tama? 30 billion SLP. So, hindi kayang bilhin agad-agad yan ng developers. Okay? So, kung 30 billion yan, mahirap na para bilhin nila yan o bumalik sa dating 7 pesos, 5 pesos, 3 pesos. Because 30 billion times 2. And let's say, for example, 2 pesos. 30 times 2. It's 60 billion. Times 3, it's 90 billion. It's no easy money for them, really. Di ba? Even if we halted production entirely today, we will burn through this gradually once the minted rate is less than the burn rate. So, isinasuggest ni Axie, okay? Axie o ni AK na gagawin ito, okay, pinapangako nitong na ito yung gawin, hindi pala pinapangako, ito yung isinasuggest nila na gawin ng developer na mangako din na kapag napababa na yung production, okay, ng SLP, like for example, nakat na yung 75% down to 25%, which is arena na lang, pure arena daily. So let's say kaya mong mag-earn ng 50 SLP a day kung arena lang. Pero alam ko may mangyayaring iba doon. May ibang gagawin, may tweak na gagawin, okay? So this is turning the economy around in a multi-step process and requires using these solutions in tandem. Number 1, cut PvE, daily quest earnings to 0. No more PvE, no? This will immediately reduce the daily minted supply and is drastic solution fit for a difficult time. Many players will leave. True? Yes. This is okay for them. Skilled players and people who enjoy the game will stick around and earn more. Tama. Okay? In some manner, yung mga players na nag-stay lang for the sake of earning, because easy nga naman, adventure lang, earning, they might probably leave the game. Okay? Pero yung mga tao naglalaro, natututo, alam nila, na-challenge sila, nagugustuhan nila yung game, nag-enjoy sila sa mga access nila, these are the people that might probably stay. Right? Yung mga skilled players, kahit na ganito yung mangyayari. Which is in the whole history ng Axie Infinity, magiging dagok 'yon sa Axie Infinity itself. Okay, sa Sky Mavis alone. Okay. So magiging pangit siya na image, but then this is we were talking about the long para masolusyonan to ng maayos. Okay? Long-term solution, di ba? So number 7, step 1. This will be a shock to the system and players who are not aligned with the direction will be angry. That's true. Maraming magagalit, but not everyone can be pleased. That's true again. Hindi naman lahat mapi-please natin. Kasi ito yung thing na dapat nating i-bear in mind. Ang mga developers, since sila yung developer nito, may right sila to change the game. Yes? May right sila to do tweaks on the game itself. Okay? Tayo as consumers, andun tayo to give our feedback. Okay? It depends on them pa rin kung ano yung gagawin. So, ganun yung mangyayari. So, marami magagalit. Totoo yan. Pero hindi naman lahat natin mag-please. Kasi nga, ikaw, gumawa ka na mabuti, gumawa ka na masama, marami pa rin may pupula sa'yo. Kasi hindi naman natin ma-please lahat ng tao na nakatingin sa atin. Kasi may kanya-kanyang opinion yan. Ayan. So, those who stick around will be rewarded with higher asset prices and healthier economy over time. That's true. That is possibly true. Okay? Continue. This change will make 40 to 50% of Axie population, which is not well suited for PvP, chop suey Axies as they are known, lag in value, as their current utility is primarily farming adventure, and we address this problem with the next steps. So maraming mga bot ang hindi magpapatuloy sa paglalaro. Maraming mga hindi ganun ka-skilled sa paglalaro ang titigil. So almost 40 to 50% ng population ay mawawala sa Axie Infinity, which is gonna be magiging malaking dagok para sa Axie Infinity or sa Sky Mavis alone, unless there is a huge plan that they are into right now, which is in progress, no? Unless they have that, hindi nila gagawin to. Pero worst case scenario, pwede nilang gawin to. Okay? So we address this problem with the next steps. Paano ba? I-remove na yung mga 800 earning cap. Okay? So wala nang 800 MMR kasi wala namang arena, wala namang adventure na. So tatanggalin nila yung MMR na cap. So lahat pwedeng mag-earn. Pero sa sa arena lang. Bots primarily farm in adventure and on average have no better 50% win rate if PvPing other bots and clicking randomly. So mawawala yung mga bots. At low MMR, this means at most a small amount of SLP anyway. Tama nga naman, hindi rin naman ito magbibigay ng malaking SLP kung sa arena, kung ikaw man ay hindi ganun kagaling, maglalaro ka sa arena, hindi rin naman ganun kalaking SLP yung makukuha mo. So, papayagan nila yon. So, hindi na nila lalagyan ng 800 MMR. Now, players should be able to win plus earn with any Axie. Okay? So, kahit na anong gamitin mo na Axie team, well, kung chops talaga yung Axie mo, ay maaaring hindi ka manalo sa arena. Okay? Pero kahit anong simple team dyan, ang nandyan, pwede kang manalo ng SLP sa arena. Pero hindi ganun kalaki. Because there's no adventure na nga. Yun yung pinopropose nito ni AK. Now, rework the energy system. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na may tweak na gagawin. Mawala man ng adventure, hindi na magiging 20 yung energies. Mas madadagdagan yung energies. Okay? Ito ang mangyayari. The current energy system heavily favors multi-accounting and scholarships. Which is dati, oo. Kasi nakakagawa ng multi-accounting na dadagdagan ng Axie, ililipat-lipat from different Ronin wallets. Pero hindi na siya gumagana ngayon. Pero that's a good point pa rin naman. The current energy system heavily favors multi-accounting and scholarships. Which is yun namang gumagana yun sa multi-accounting. Like, ako, manager. Tapos marami akong mga teams. Tapos pinapagamit ko sa iba-ibang players. So doon, marami akong energies. Okay? So favor sa akin yun. Pero hindi rin naman kasi magiging favor kung isa lang yung gagamit kasi depende naman yun kung meron kang 10 axis. Doon ka lang magkakaroon ng I think 40 energies. Tapos pag 20 axis mo, magiging 60 energies ka. Okay? So pagka hati-hati nga naman, pagka hinati-hati mo sa teams yon, mas maraming energies yung makukuha mo. Not just sa 20 axis kasi pwede kang gumawa ng dagdagan mo na lang isa, may 7 team ka na, which is times 20, which is 140 na. Okay? 140 energies na yon sa kapag ka may scholarship program ka. Pero kung sa'yo lang lahat yon, 60 energies lang yung magagamit mo sa arena. So, ngayon, kung ma-rework yung energy system, instead, give every Axie utility by awarding 5 energy per Axie per day. So, since energy in PvP is the only way to earn SLP, this leads to 55 minimum energy or energy per day maximum. Okay? So, kung magkakaroon nga naman ng 5 energy per Axie per day, so, ibig sabihin, kung meron kang parang i-rework na yung ano, no? Hindi na gagawin yata na 20 energies yung tatlong Axie. So, kung meron tatlong Axie, 15 energies na lang. Okay? So, 15 energies ka na lang, and at the same time, gagamitin mo lang lahat yon sa arena. Okay? Let's say, manalo ka ng 7. Safe to say, 7. So, kung nasa MMR ka ng, let's say, nasa MMR ka ng 950 to 1150, which will give you 3 to 4 SLP per win. So, let's say 3 SLPs. So, meron kang 21 SLP sa isang araw. Which is sobrang baba, which is marami talagang aayaw. Number 11, realistically, probably only 25 to 30 of energy per day will be used. Considering, okay, each game has a winner and loser. This is now 12.5 to 15 energy worth of wins per day, where a win yields 45 SLP on average. This means SLP production 50 to 60 M per day may be lower. So guys, wag niyo nang intindihin yung sinabi niya dito. Intindihin niyo lang na mabuti yung pinaliwanag kasi na layman's term. Okay? Kung 15 energies ka kasi tatlo yung Axie mo, magkakaroon ka ng probability na manalo ng 7 beses, which is magkakaroon ka lang ng 21 na SLP per day. Gets? So, yun lang yung pwedeng mangyari sa'yo kung nasa MMR ka ng 950 to 1150. Okay? So, ganun lang yun. Pero, pag nagkaroon ng rework dito sa energy system, for sure, meron ding magiging rework sa system ng MMR bracket at yung win of SLP per game. Yan. Number 12. This gives you a real utility to each marginal Axie and encourages casual players to hoard. It only encourages scholarships managers or reward their best players. Encourage people to purchase Axies to increase their earnings and reward skill-based gameplay. Magre-resulta nga naman ito sa pagbili ng mga the best at quality Axies. Tama yun. So, mas maraming magagamit na SLP, mas marami na namang gagastos. Number 13. With these changes, we have now cut SLP emission drastically, shifted earnings to skilled gameplay, and reduced SLP emission to scale with the number of Axies in the economy. Long-term, SLP emissions should scale with the burn rate, I believe. Maganda nga naman yung sinabi niya. Tamang-tama nga naman yun. In the long run, ma-deflate ba yan? Deflate? No? Kung inflate, deflate, di ba? So, bababa na ulit yung SLP inflation. Okay? Now, we can now jumpstart the economy through a breeding event with limited time collectible skins, the catch. In addition to requiring AXS and SLP breeding Axies for this event requires mutant Axie serum, which can only be gotten by burning an Axie. So, ito naman, pag nangyari daw yun, pwede na ulit tayo magkaroon ng mga event na magkaroon ng collectible skins. So, in order to breed, no, gagamit tayo ng AX at SLP, no, breeding Axies for this event requires mutant Axie serum. So, para lang magawa yung breeding, kailangan mag-burn ng Axie, which is a good thing, no? Napakaganda ng ginagawa niyang proposal, pero malaking dagok nga lang sa community. Okay? Pero this is gonna be a long-term solution talaga to. Ito yung magiging long-term solution. So at this point, we have now balanced mint over burn ratio and stopped the bleeding. We have added some utility for all Axies, and we have created a catalyst to reverse the death spiral and instead have burn rates, mint rates. This creates demand of Axies and SOPs too. That's correct. As players buy Axies from the market, once the economy is balanced and the fate is restored. Fate is restored, I don't know kung mangyayari, but fate is gonna be restored for those people who would really love to stay. Okay? Pero yung sa mga tao, siguro babalik yung mga mawawala. Okay? Ito yung magiging long-term parang anticipation na meron kapag nagawa nito, naging successful. Maaring bumalik yung mga nawalang players, no? Skilled players now earn more and are incentivized to hold Axies. Over time, the excess 30 billion SOPs burned mint or burned greater than minting. Now, please note that this is still a temporary solution. Long term, the economy must be balanced using more reflexive mechanism and adjustmenting in inflation rates to match growth and burning rates. This should happen with Origin and beyond. So, nga naman, pagka nagkaroon pa ng Origin, there will be a huge possible thing to address the economic balancing problem na meron tayo ngayon sa Axie Infinity. Now, long-term, SLP issuance can reward players from a fixed daily pool based on average burn rates over the previous 2 weeks. Rather than earning SLP directly, players earn points and the daily pool of SLP is split proportionally across all points earners that day. But even before Origin, the steps I discussed here should be taken to set up the new release for success. Launching in the current environment would lead to substantial baggage and dead weight to shed before Origin should shine or could shine. So, pwede nga naman gawin to before the Origin. Well, anyway, depende pa rin naman to sa developer kung gagawin nila to before the Origin launch. Which is, ito yung bigger thing na pinaghahandaan talaga ni Axie, ni Sky Mavis, no? I don't know kung pauunlakan to ni JIHO, pero ni-retweet niya eh. So, inirecommend niya na basahin natin eh. No? Now, solutions I see often discussed barely make a dent in the problem or don't solve it at all. Buybacks, burn for emojis, gambling, pricing, and SLP. They are especially ineffective when the fire hose is still on. Every day, 150 to 200 in excess SLP is minted. So 1.5 to 2 million SLP is minted every day. That makes sense. The above can also be supplemented by dipping into the P2E allocation for AXS to reward top performance partially in AXS instead, further reducing SLP mint while giving skilled players meaningful ownership of the game. Now, Axie can no longer be on source of universal basic income for all. It is a mistaken assumption framework I believe both the team and I have used in the past. Axie's new era must be skill driven. Wow. Oo nga naman. Axie's new era must be skill driven. Pero yun nga sinasabi ko sa inyo, paano yung mga hindi ganun ka-skilled, no? So maraming papasok niyan at magpapaturo kung paano mag-Axie. Well, nagtuturo nga pala kami ng kung sino mga gusto sa inyo matuto ng Axie Infinity, paano maglaro sa isang arena battle. So tinuturuan namin kayo ng basic and fundamentals in order for you to learn. Okay, kung paano laruin ng tama at paano nyo ma-acquire yung skill na dapat para makalaban kayo sa arena. So, message na lang kami. Meron naman kaming Facebook page din sa baba na naka-paste, no? And also, you can do comment sa comment section itong video na to and then we will reach out to you. It must also work to attract players who will spend in-game in the future. Now, these big spenders will be essential for Axie. Most F2P games are supported by small numbers of whales, big spenders, and I believe Axie's play-to-earn economy will be similar. Attracting these players is for another thread, probably tomorrow. Might be. The Axie economy is not permanently dead. I agree, hindi naman siya permanently dead pa ngayon, but it's certainly wounded. The longer it takes for these changes to happen, the longer recovery will take. But I don't expect the team to give up and let the game die. I hope to see changes in the upcoming weeks which will help. So tama nga naman, hindi pa naman talaga patay si Axie Infinity. Pero sugatan. And then kung patuloy na mangyayari na matatagalan yung pag-address nila sa problem na ito, maaaring mag-bleed out si Axie Infinity hanggang sa mamatay siya sa gera. Alright. So we are expecting that there will be changes in the upcoming weeks that will help the economy get back on track. Now finally, to those who say everything is fine or suggest blind faith, you're wrong. Things are not fine, and pretending they are does not help. Yes, the market is down. That does not matter. Axie would be here either way if things continue as they are, so let's fix it. Well, honestly, to be honest with you guys, no, FUD or FUD is somehow kumbaga yung lack of parang faith. There's uncertainty, there's doubt, there's fear. Hindi natin masisisila ng tao kasi honestly the true thing that is happening right now in front of our eyes, Axie is not well. Okay? Sa mga nagsa-stay positive that Axie is well, that's wrong. I agree to that as well. I agree to that. Pero that's okay for me. That's okay for me. What is happening with Axie Infinity right now, that's okay. I can still cope with it. Okay? So, instead of us like bugging or giving problems or mga parang trash pa natin or talk trash pa natin ng mga developers, why not we help them so that we can fix it? Okay, so we can fix the problem. Lastly, small addition, I believe Max Brand was the original person who suggested the excess rewards, and this data is also used for my stats on percentage from PvE to VBP. Missed the tag credit earlier, but then this might probably happen. This siguro lagay natin ng 30% na possible mag-agree si JIHO dito, and possible gawin nila to sa Axie Infinity. Now, kung mangyayari yon, abangan nyo sa susunod na video. And maraming salamat sa inyong lahat sa pakikinig hanggang dito sa dulo. And make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. That will help me a lot. See you on the next one. Peace.